Hello friends, this is CA Swati Panchal and today we are going to have an extensive educating discussion on logistic and shipping sector of India. The logistic and shipping sector continues to grow in India driven by factors such as rising consumer demands, expanding e-commerce, infrastructure development and increasing foreign trade. The sector's contribution to the country's GDPs has been steadily increasing. The logistic and shipping sector is a significant contributor to India's GDP. According to the reports, the sector's contribution stands at around 13% of the country's GDP. It supports various industries including manufacturing, agriculture, retail, and services by ensuring the efficient movement of goods and raw materials. The sector holds immense growth potential in India as the economy continues to expand. With the rise of digital technologies, automation, and innovative supply chain solutions, the logistic and shipping sector is poised to play a pivotal role in supporting trade, creating employment opportunities, and driving overall economic development. Now, to educate and enrich us more about this sector, today we have with us a renowned personality of this sector who has a notable professional journey and seen revolution in the logistic and shipping sector for more than 4 decades. Now, let me introduce our esteemed guest and speaker. Mr. Samir Shah had so shared, involved, and contributed to EXIM logistics freight forwarding, customer clearance, and shipping since over 40 years. He believes that titles are not necessary for doing good work. Society, however, needs titles which promoted him to take up prestigious positions with national and international bodies with the capacity of mentor, advisory committee member, vice chairman, general secretary, and former president. Out of all his designated positions, some of the key positions are he is a member, vice chairman of Custom Affairs Institute, Fiat, Switzerland. He is an elected vice chairman of an organization comprising of 120 countries and his role is to work on streamlining and easing customer process world over. He is also the advisory board of Gujarat Maritime Cluster, Government of Gujarat. Mr. Samir Shah is a managing committee member, Logistics Skill Council set up by National Skill Ministry, Government of India. He is also a member of the Logistic Task Force on Skill Development, National Skill Ministry and Commerce Ministry, Government of India. Also, he serves as a managing committee member, Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport India, a general secretary, Air Cargo Agents Association of India. He is also elected managing committee member of Gujarat Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Also managing committee member of Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry Gujarat. Also the managing committee member TAI, the Indus Entrepreneurs Ahmedabad. Also the managing committee member of GITO Ahmedabad. Also the governing committee member of Dr. Jamin Vasa, MSME Chair, Gujarat University, amongst others. His contribution to this industry in advocacy, advisory, and many publications have been very well recognized at regional, national, and international level. The society has been kind enough to honor him with the numerous awards. He is determined to nurture next generation for shipping and logistic industry as it's having promising and one more opportunity for employment as well as startups. Your presence here today is a testament to your dedications and passion for the logistic and shipping industry. Now, your expertise will undoubtedly inspire and educate all of us, enabling us to navigate the complexities of this vital sector more effectively. Now, we are grateful that you have taken this time to join us and contribute to this event. Your presence will undoubtedly elevate the quality of discussions and provide valuable guidance to our audience. Now, once again, I extend my heartfelt welcome and gratitude to Mr. Samir Shah. Now, sir, let's begin the discussions. And my first question to you is, sir, considering your rich and notable professional journey so far, from where you have started and your major observations and transformations that you witnessed in logistics and shipping industry.
At the outset, Ms. Panchal, I have to thank you for this wonderful opportunity and this interview. It's very kind of you. I am a second generation logistician. My father started this firm of ours way back in 1957. So it was quite natural for me at that point of time to just join the family business. And that's what I did. The only condition my father put on me was that once you come to the office, you have to prove yourself and you are no longer my son in the office, which pushed me to wanting to excel continuously in whatever I was doing. Uh, I started my career as a customs broker. Then we were known as custom house agents and we were responsible for custom clearing of import and export consignments. It was even then a very domain driven industry, and today also it remains a very domain driven industry. We are expected today to implement simultaneously more than 75 acts. We need to know so many rules, regulations, processes, and we need to work on all of them through the portals and the computers only. Physical interaction is minimal, or I may say negligible. The transformation has been that customs has been doing the same job and we have been doing the same job over the last 40 years. It's only in the recent past, with the introduction of the Trade Facilitation Agreement and India signing it, that we are seeing a move completely towards automation. The only gap in our automation is that ours is a domain driven automation and the computer cannot think for us. So that increases the amount of work that we have to do now. It also increases the extensive reading and understanding of new concepts that are expected from us. So yes, it has been a change, but the change is where now there is a lot of expectations from us as service providers to this industry.
Okay, sir, if I talk about the employment generation, then how do you consider this sector? What's the key role that it's playing in generating the employment opportunities? And what kind of the new skill set that's required presently?
Uh, Two, three things. First is logistics itself. Logistics in India has been divided by the Logistics Sector Skill Council into 12 verticals. So, and logistics covers every aspect of any society. And all the great thinkers have said that good logistics makes a good society, bad logistics makes a bad society. So we have been around for times immemorial. There was a study done by the government of India, 2019 or 2020, I forget the year, when they said that only this sector would need approximately 2 million new people in the next 4 years, and then it would exponentially increase. This is a sector which normally uses an entry level of plus 12th. There are certain government mandates which say that if you are, you have to be a graduate also. But normally at plus 12, people are employed. Uh, this has been a sector which permitted people to learn on the job. It still does that. And that is why we have a lot of people who come into this sector without any background. It's only in the last 3-4 years under the Logistics Sector Skill Council that logistic education is gaining prominence at the undergraduate level. So we are hopeful that by the time we are in 2026-27, we would every year have at least 5 to 600 graduates by today's standards, by today's numbers, sorry, who would be graduating with a BBA in logistics. And couple this with a large number of institutions offering certificate programs in the various verticals of logistics. It's a great industry, it's a great place to be in, and this is an industry which employs and retains people on aptitude and attitude rather than knowledge. So one can gain the knowledge as he is working, but he needs to have the right attitude to come and work over here.
So friends, if you have right aptitude and attitude, then logistic and shipping industry is really a good opportunity for you. Sir, if we consider the technology innovations, so how do you consider the technology is also playing a pivotal role in this logistic and shipping industry? And what are the latest technologies that being used in this industry?
I want to break a small myth of yours. Right from the time the computers were introduced into India and people started using computers, which I think was sometime in the late 80s, when the average Indian started getting a desktop at home, though it was very expensive. The logistics sector was one of the first to adopt it. And without technology, this sector would have been in a completely different space. So we are very adaptable. We use a lot of technology. The government of India, at least in movement across international borders, has made it mandatory that all filings will be online, all duty payments, all custom processes are online. And now with so much amount of e-commerce, warehousing, cold chain happening, without good usage of technology, good adoption, this cannot survive. We are looking forward to a stage where the average logistician would work from a smartphone, and that person should be able to do every activity on the smartphone.
Definitely. So, if you are in the logistic and shipping industry, the technology is also playing a very pivotal role. And don't forget to use technology at any stage. So, the technology is very much important. Now, sir, if we talk on the startups part, so there are various startups are coming for this logistic industry as well. So, what they are bringing new into the industries? Can you just throw some lights on it?
Yeah, see, this is an industry which is very dynamic. That is, things keep on changing. Maybe the principles remain the same, but the way it is executed, and very often these principles also change. What we are seeing with the startups in the logistics sector, uh, all of them are using technology in a very big way, and they are trying to make all those small loose ends which the logistics sector has, they're trying to tie up all of them, which is going to result in one, the speed of the movement of the cargoes, and two, it is definitely going to bring down cost. We have had a few sad cases of logistics startups having to fold up. But I think on the whole, when one looks at the startup ecosystem in India, logistics startups are a very large number, and especially the tech ones. So yes, it is. They are bringing in a lot of new ideas. Sometimes when they consult us, we are surprised that, oh, we never thought of this, and here is technology that is being used for something which we felt could never have got converted into technology. So that's a great space at this point in time.
So definitely, friends, if you have some idea regarding technology or particularly this industry, then startups is also a very good options that where you can explore different ideas. So now, if I talk about the various government initiatives, so what are the different collaborations that government is doing and various innovations and digitizations, particularly into the shipping and logistics sector?
The most important initiative taken by the government was the declaration of the National Logistic Policy. The moment the national logistic policy got announced, I think it gave a very different status and importance to the logisticians. The second thing that the governments have been doing, all the state governments have been doing, one after the other, is to take out their own logistic policies, which are in sync with the national logistic policy, but cater to a lot of local demands that are needed. Another thing what we are seeing is that the government is playing a very supportive role in giving land for development of logistic parks, for warehousing stations, for ICD, CFS in the international space. And also the government has, while people do feel that GST is a bit harsh, but the way the government has initiated the changes in the GST with the e-invoicing and all of it, I think the government is working in a manner that there's a lot of synergy between all the activities happening. The only gray point, I would not use the word black point, the only gray point is that the people working for the regulators need to change their approach. One is they need to themselves learn to understand the technology, and I think they need to accept that logistics being very dynamic, it does need a different type of regulation rather than just being a police regulator.
Perfectly. Very nicely elaborated by sir. So now you're also running the JBS Academy. So what are the different initiatives taken by it?
JBS Academy was basically is my passion, where when I was national president of the custom brokers in India, I had the opportunity of visiting more than 23, 24 cities in India where custom clearance takes place. And I've been fortunate enough that my passion and my work has taken me to over 35 countries also. And every time I travel, I like to go and meet people from EXIM logistics, that is, movement across borders. One thing I noticed was that the average person working in EXIM logistics in maybe a Hong Kong or a Taiwan or a Singapore, or for that matter even Antwerp or the USA, that average person was very knowledgeable and he was very confident of himself. Whereas the same person, the same ranked person in India was a bit unsure of himself, was a bit low in self esteem because he did not know exactly the nuances of what he was doing. So, this prompted me to start training people at the blue collar level, because everyone wants to train white collared people, but nobody wants to work on the blue collared people. So, first was that was my initiative. Then, with the help of my team, we have written more than 20 curriculums for the government and different colleges and universities. We are under the auspices of the Kaushalya Skill University in Gujarat. We have a degree program in BBA in logistics, and we have a postgraduate diploma in custom clearing and freight forwarding. To spread the knowledge, we have also set up a very vibrant YouTube channel where our subscriber base is nearing 11,000 with negligible sales and marketing. And we have also worked out an online self-learning portal called logiveda.com, where already there are about 80 programs over there, which can be assessed by anybody at very nominal fees. We have also, between me and my fellow faculties and associates, published more than 45 books in this small space, and all these efforts continue. For us, this is just something that we recognize that a person with good basic knowledge can work much better once he knows why he is doing everything.
Wonderful initiative taken by sir. I really congratulate you. Sir, now for the individuals or entrepreneurs who just wish to enter to this industry, what advice you would like to give to them?
I am. I'd like to only repeat two sentences which we use as taglines in our company. One is we tell all of us that please work to your satisfaction. Do not work to the client satisfaction. Because I would believe that every individual's expectations from himself are much higher than expectations that others have. So if you work to your satisfaction, everyone around you is going to be satisfied. And then look at the small things, because we always say that success is an inspiration. So any small activity that you did which benefited you, your work, or your community should be looked upon as an inspiration, and you should try and continue doing more and more of that. And failure is an experience, so please learn out of every failures. We have, in our journey of 67 years and my journey of 40 years, seen so many failures, but we've never let a failure bog us down. We've just taken it as a learning and moved ahead.
Exactly, very well said. So try and try, you will succeed. And having the never giving up attitude, I think it will play a very nice role in your life and your career as well. So now I have some surprise round for you where I'm going to ask you some questions and you have to give the reply in very faster time.
Wow.
I have one surprise for you. Now, sir, what's your inspirations to develop different ideas?
I look around. I'm very inquisitive. I get a lot of flack from my family members because of my very inquisitive nature. I can stop a stranger on the road and start talking to the person. I can walk across to a stranger and say, don't do it like this, do it like this. So it's a constant effort on my side.
How to differentiate in the market? Have you tried ever to differentiate yourself from others?
I think I must have done something wrong or something very right. That is why you're interviewing me. So I'm sure I've done something. I have always believed in the principle that you must have a certain set of principles. You must have a certain limits that I will not cross these limits. And I have always recognized that logistics is a service sector, which means that one, I am dispensable. And second, the more the value I add, the more will I become indispensable. So that is how I view the whole thing.
Perfectly. Sir, how do you define success?
I think your the ability to give back, or your actually being able to give back, is what I look at success. Recognition that one gets, awards that one gets, the positions that one does, I think they are only mediums to reach that stage. The more I can give, I think I would consider myself more successful.
Now the last one. Any special message to the youngsters?
Yeah, I think the present younger lot is much smarter than us. I have two daughters who continuously surprise me with the type of advice that they give me. But I think what I can only say is that believe in yourself, believe in the value system that you have developed for yourself, and be concerned about the others. The rest of the things will always follow.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing such an amazing and valuable knowledge with us. Thank you so much. Stay
Thank
tuned,
you.
friends, with us.